What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday, the slightest of profits for me. Um, I did lose my 5% best bet, but I won my 4%, which I gave to you guys, which was the Wolves first half. I won Aman Thompson, rebounds, assists, Eason points, won that too, and then I lost on the LeBron prop. So it was a slight profitable day. But it's been a good last 7 days, Vino. Um, 36 and 14. So we'll try to keep it rolling here. Good to be back with you. I know you picked the right side of that Bulls game. I should have just rolled with you, Rob. That team total. How you doing here today?
And it's scraped by Skee 117 and a half, got to 118. Um, when they ended the third quarter was pretty high scoring, but then the last 2.5 minutes or so, the Bulls kind of went dry, landed on 89. And I'm like, man, gonna need 30 points here. Got me 29. It was enough. So we'll take it. Obviously the Timberwolves, right? They Golden State just Steve Kerr'd it. The second of a back-to-back. Don't play anybody, get whacked. In college basketball, I had to play with man, oh man. Oh, it was an extra board game. Bethune Cookman, Reggie Theus, the ex-UNLV star, head coach down there. We had Bethune Cookman over 80 and a half points. They got to 82, so that was good. Did lose on Skee. I don't know. Sometimes I can remember 50 years ago. Sometimes I can't remember 5 minutes ago. But we did have an NBA loser. I'm going to get it for you because I don't want. Oh, yeah. We had the Memphis Houston game over the total, which did not work out. So, it was the Houston team total over. It didn't work out. So, worked out pretty good yesterday. We'll take it. College basketball continues to be really, really strong. Hopefully, work through this NBA schedule today now that we don't have any time changes or cancellations, and find something on this card that we can cash.
All right, I think we have a question here. What is this? All right, I'm gonna read it. I'm in a survivor and only two left. I have Seattle and the other has New England. Put in 200 and winner takes 20K. How would you guys play it? I want to lock in some profit. So he has Seattle. The other guy has New England. Okay. So you guys are duking it out in the Super Bowl is what you're saying here. Thought about taking New England around plus 200 for a couple thousand, but now I'm thinking take New England plus the points for a chance to win both Survivor and the bets. Yeah. Um, you do want to kind of lock in some profit there. Um, I think it's better personally to try to win two bets than just to, you know, forfeit one. Because either way, you'll still win. If you were to take the spread and you already have, them to win and you win 20K. So I personally would take the spread. And hey, if Seattle wins and doesn't cover, you're a really, really happy guy. The other two options happen, you're still happy. Any thoughts from you or on how you would do this?
Yeah, I don't know. Ask the guy if he wants to split it 10K each. I don't know. Um, and then your 200 turns into 10K automatically. I'm more, there's definitely multiple ways like are being described here. I'm one who, if I think I have the winner, I'm probably going to let it roll. But if I have a little bit of doubt in my mind, I would try some form of just locking in profit here. That's a great. I mean, to have Seattle left at the end, that's a pretty good year. If it was a full year pool, how the heck do you wind up with the Seahawks still there? But yeah, I mean, that's personal choice which way you want to go about it. I think if it were me and I had the side that I believe is going to win the Super Bowl, I would go ahead and let it ride. But if there's any doubt at all, you go ahead and go back on the other side. Probably New England money line is the cheapest way to get out of that, right? New England money line is a plus, so you don't have to bet as much to make more. We probably look that way.
If I felt like this, shout out to my guy UCapper in the chat. Good to see my guy UCapper. I got to get his graphics back up here on the show too. I did.
Yeah.
So I did it the other day. I do sometimes. But if you feel like this, Seattle's gonna win, don't hedge. I felt like that before.
Right.
I've been in a situation that NBA Finals with the Celtics and the Warriors. I had both sides, and I put everything I was gonna win on the Celtics on the Warriors. So if you feel strongly about it and you're willing to gamble, hey, that's what some of us do it for. If you don't feel strongly, then go ahead and get to that window and hedge. All
Right.
right. Good to see my guy UCapper in the chat though. Um, let's get to it, Vino. We got
Okay.
7 games. Don't like all of them, but we'll make some money with some of them. Blazers and Wizards opened up -6. Looks like 6.5 or 7. Total opened up 230 all the way up to 232, 232 and a half. Denny is questionable. The coach yesterday said that the intentions were to sit yesterday to play today, but he is still listed as questionable. Robert Williams is questionable as well. Looks like Scoot, Murray, I mean, the usual suspects besides those guys are out. Middleton, questionable. Bilal has been ruled in. Bagley, Vucevic, and Trey Young are all out. Um, I know Blazers have been good on the back to back, and they've covered 3 as a favorite on the back to back twice on the road. I don't know. And I guess I don't know why I should be hesitant. It's the Wizards, but I feel like the Wizards have been a little bit more competitive lately for some reason. I don't think they want to win the games, but and I haven't looked at like I was really uninterested in this game, honestly. But just talking it out, I feel like the Wizards have been able to keep things a little closer than they have been at times throughout the season. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the Blazers on this back to back this time. What do you think here, Robino?
Well, 7-2 against the spread and back to backs is tough to argue with, and we know that Portland, one of those teams that does come to play each and every night. I always have in the back of my mind what you said to me about 2.5 weeks ago when the trade went down that Washington has no intention on winning games. I agree with that now. And you're right. You can play these things close to the fourth quarter and then realize you're close and let it slip away and it looks good, but you still get the L for it. I kind of like Portland's team total here, though, Skee. You know, they got off to a bad start yesterday traveling across the country, only scored 11 points in that first quarter against Boston. And then once they, got their footing, it's probably a tough trip through the bad weather all the way across to the East Coast, I'm sure. But once they got their footing, they the next 3 quarters, I think they won all 3 of them and wound up covering the number last night. So I would expect their offense to continue here today. I do expect Avdia to play in this game. I read the same thing you did, that they were going to rest and then play. So maybe the question mark is just a formality at this point in time. You hate to jump the gun because we know what this injury report can do to you if you guess wrong. But still, I think Portland covers their team total here. The number that I had this morning was 119 and a half. And I think they probably find their way to 120 in this game.
I'm just checking some things here. I do think some guy said Klingen is a good look, and then he said it's a back to back. So I pull up Klingen on a back to back. I do have some good stuff here. Where's that? Where's that coming up? Coming at J Main said Klingen double double is a back to back, and I also think it's a good matchup for him. Um, Let me see. Maybe we have to get some of those graphics on the screen real quick, Vino, and I'll just do
Yep.
it what I was just doing with you guys, and put this up there too. So appreciate you, J Main. Let's see if I can share the screen one time. You got that, Vino, or no?
Not yet.
Okay, okay. Get back over here. Now we're good, right?
We have it now. Yep.
So that is clinging on a double double there. This is Props Madness. If you want to check it out, you can get 25% off with the code SKEE25. But clinging, you see his results here. That's why J Main is talking about it. First of all, on a back to back, he's cleared this points number, 7 of 9 games. And if we just look at some of these matchups, I'm back here. Let me make this bigger so I can see them all. I don't know how that's going to affect the screen thing we're looking at. Now it's better, right?
Yeah, looks good.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So clinging, we went to filters, went to back, and we see all these results. 7 out of 9 on the points. Let's check his rebounds. Not as good on the rebounds. It is a good I mean, it is a bad rebounding team he's going up against. Check these points again. You see 59% of his points. Obviously, he lives in the paint. That's who the Wizards are struggling against. Defense versus position, bottom five. Defense versus putback. I mean, this does seem like a good play. As long like when he's not playing some of these better defenses versus putbacks, just went over every time here on these back to backs. So let's just go like that. Or maybe, yeah, we got 4 of them. If he's not playing the top 10 defense versus his position for points, it's gone over every time on a back to back. Just check the rebounds. Yeah, maybe why are we scared of the points? I mean, maybe he just likes the rebounds too. What was that rebound number? Rebound number is 12. So he wants to get them both cheaper. I'm not mad at that. I mean, he's hitting the double double too. It's just a little pricier. Double double is minus 150, but I think he can get those points. Um, appreciate that call out by Jay Main there. What you think here, Ravino, before I shut it down?
Yeah, as somebody who doesn't play props, I mean that's that's a pretty solid call right there. Even you had 7 and 2 on the points, and then you had 6 and 3 on the rebounds. So even a points and rebounds combo probably works too. And it makes sense. I mean, Sar is not necessarily the most physical center. Klingon is. So yeah, I could agree with that wholeheartedly.
Right. Points for rebounds could be a two. You're right. I'm gonna play with the filter a little bit. It must be there it is. Not the top 10. So if you take away the top 13 teams, points and rebounds did hit every game here. And some good numbers there. Points and rebounds. He's clearing that by a lot. That actually might be the better play than the points. Good call. See, that's why we talk about it, Robino.
Yeah.
Good old
That's
points
why I
and
love these
rebounds right
charts.
there. Yeah. I mean, let's keep these graphics going then. Shit.
Yeah.
Write that on my
Stop the
list.
show.
I'm probably open up my wallet very soon here, Robino. I'm gonna go get my phone off the charger. Gotta put some stuff in. All right, what did I do here? There we go. Let's keep going. Or let me look at a couple comments before I do keep going. My bad. Um, appreciate Sox Nation. Remind everybody hit the like button. Yeah, clinging without Rob probably. Robert Williams is questionable. Yeah, I mean I should have checked. I'll check. I don't have to put it on the screen, but let me see if Robert Williams played in any of those games. Yeah, you're right. He only played in one of those games. So there's also a good call by KC. So maybe we wait on the injury report, and if Robert Williams look like he's not going to play, I mean he did go over it though. The one game with him in the same position, he just didn't have as good numbers. So maybe we'll actually get the best of the number now, and then if he's ruled out, it's going to go up, and we're good either way with the best of the number right now. I'm kind of that's how I'm thinking there. Capping, you know, capping as we go here, Rob. I didn't even want to talk about this game. I mean, I looked at it from a prop perspective. That's why when I saw Klingon, I went to go double check it because I didn't look at it back to back when I was capping them earlier. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm
Very
trying to
sharp
see
chat, like I always say. What's up,
how I'm just looking here. Last week, Portland was on a back to back. Robert Williams played the first game, did not play the second game. It looks like he doesn't play the second game of these back to backs.
Did he play
January
yesterday?
2, he plays. January 3, he doesn't. That's you could probably assume he's not going here because he went 19 minutes, almost 20 minutes yesterday, and it
Okay,
shows that they rest him on the second of back to backs.
that is also a good call. So, here's what I'm gonna do, Vino. I'm gonna move it over to the next game, and I'm gonna exit here and go get my phone, and then I'll be right back.
Make some
Because I need
money.
to go put yeah, you know how we do here. So Kings
Yep.
and Knicks, Levine, Monk, and Keegan Murray are out. Kind of lean Knicks, but I'll talk a little bit more about it in 1 second.
All right, so let's get into it a little bit here. I think that where this game is concerned, Knicks have finally gotten on track a little bit. Couple of wins, last couple of games after being pretty poor. ever since the Cup. To me, there's a little bit of a situational angle here with Mike Brown probably wanting to crush Sacramento. They fired him. The NBA gets petty in a lot of instances. This could be one of those. Sacramento defense, obviously, not a good defense. The Knicks haven't played good defense either, though, all season long. So that's why we see this total open 230.5 down to 227.5. The Levine injury, being on the injury report, probably is the reason why this thing goes down a little bit. I don't know that I agree because still Sacramento's capable of scoring, even if he's not on the floor. They're no better defensively with or without him. So I don't think that makes a bit of difference. Knicks here probably name their number on offense because they're back in a little bit of an offensive groove. A lot of that, those staggered results after the Cup, Josh Hart was out for a bunch of those games. Like the lineup wasn't cohesive for a while. But the last couple, especially since the Brooklyn game, right? They had that team meeting and then they beat Brooklyn like 120-66, then came back with another win. So I like the New York side here. You always have to pay such a premium to bet the Knicks, right? I mean, 14 points, a lot of points. But the Knicks at home obviously have been a lot stronger than they have on the road. So you don't fear it as much when they're at home. You probably don't fear it as much against a defense like Sacramento. If I were to play at Skee, I'd probably be on the Knicks side here, laying the points. Like I say, I'm not inside of Mike Brown's head, but I'm pretty sure that, you see Sacramento rolling into town. There's a little something back there that says, let's go beat the heck out of these guys. And I would feel like the Knicks do that tonight.
Do too. Honestly, I really do. This big point spread, I kind of feel like they cover, but you see that, you say that, then you go and put it in your queue, and you see 14 and the money you put on it, and then your hands get a little shaky sometimes. you know. So I do think they'll cover. I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'm too late. We'll see. Next game up, Pelicans and Thunder. This one opened up minus 15. Looks like 14 and a half. Total opened 234 and a half. And it's down to about 233 and a half. Injury report. Murray's still out for the Pelicans. For the Thunder, they do have a lot of guys. J Dub, Topic, AJ Mitchell, Hardenstein, Caruso, all out. Case and Wallace is also questionable. So it's a lot. It's a lot missing. Um, it's a lot missing for this OKC team. I think that's who you guys were talking about. Said it's the first of a back to back. They travel to Toronto tomorrow. Um, and I do have it pulled up here. I should pull up this honestly, but I'll say this: I take advantage of Kenrick Williams. I just feel like he's getting a lot of minutes with all these guys out right now lately, and he's taking advantage. So um, they jacked the number up a little bit on the PR, so I went PRA at 18 and a half. What are you thinking here, Pelicans and Thunder? While I try to pull this up here.
And I think really quick that what Ronald's saying there is that that's the Knicks who travel to Toronto tomorrow. This is the first of a back to back against Sacramento. He's
Okay.
talking about the game that we were talking about prior. Here's Skee. Yeah, OKC has a lot missing, but it's a ton of defense that's missing. I always, Oklahoma City is such a good defensive team, but when you take that many good defensive parts out, it always makes me want to look toward points in this particular game. New Orleans obviously has been able to score on occasion this year. And OKC, they're off back-to-back losses, and I'd love to just say this is a smash spot for Oklahoma City to get right again. But like we said, the injury report's loaded or littered with absences. Rotational depth is a little bit shy here. And I do think that their lack of defense matters in this one. I do think that even if New Orleans gets beat by a bunch, they probably still get to like 110 or 112, which puts this total in pretty good shape as far as I'm concerned. OKC will score on New Orleans. I don't know. I kind of like this game to go over 233.5 because I feel like there's probably not enough respect given to the fact that a lot of what's missing for Oklahoma City is defensive players. And you have less rim protection, obviously, without Hartenstein. You have less ball pressure without Caruso, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. I think I lean toward over in this game rather than laying the points with OKC because they just haven't been a good cover, a good bet to cover for quite a while now. Actually, they haven't been good in that role. So I would probably look to the full game over 233.5.
Well, our guy UCapper is in the chat saying he agrees with you. Um, let's see what we can do here. I was looking over some things. My bad. I was looking over some things while let's get this out the way so we can see a little better. While you were talking there, seeing if we can get a little bit of support from the money baller. So my bad. Let me get back to the game we're on. I went down too far here. Or I don't know what happened. I messed it up. So I'll scroll here. Uh, Pelicans and Thunder. So it is the first game of back to back for the Thunder too, I believe. It is a chance for them to bounce back, coming off a loss to the favorite Pelicans, coming off a win as a dog, maybe a little bit more of a letdown for them. But to what you were saying, Vino, the defense for the Pelicans, we all know how bad it is in general. That's another reason why I'm playing this prop because it's a good matchup for him. Um, but you talk about all the guys missing. A lot of these defensive guys are the ones that are missing here tonight, and you see both teams have been able to put the ball in the basket. My bad. As far as offensive rating, last 5 games, so I can understand looking at this. Both you and UCapper got to the over, and that was the money baller. Shout out to our guy UCapper. Yeah, that's his site right there. All right. Bucks and Sixers. I don't really have much to say on this one. Uh, I'm really I'm willing to skip it, honestly. So I'm just gonna pass it to you, Vino. Anything from you on Bucks and Sixers?
Yeah, let me just ask the chat a question here because they can get us a quick answer. Ski, I had read this morning and I was unaware that the Sixers have been really bad in the third quarter this year. It was because I was reading an article where they had lost the third quarter 30-13 yesterday. And then the article was saying that that's been a bad quarter overall for the Sixers. So just wondering if the check has numbers on third quarter ATS for the Sixers here. Aside from that, real quick, it was a very, very bad travel spot for Philadelphia. So you could almost expect what happened was going to happen. Maybe not to that extent, but I think you knew Philly wasn't going to really show up. I think we talked about that game too here, Ski, on the show, because it didn't go until like 3:40 East. Didn't play Embiid, didn't play George. We'll probably play them tonight. Whether or not they can cover 10 here or win by 10 is the question. And I don't know what's in the tank for Milwaukee, right? No Kevin Porter Jr., no Giannis. It just seems to be turmoil. Rivers doesn't know what he's doing to begin with. It's hard to back that side, even with this amount of points. Always like to think that the secondary guys are going to play hard, and maybe they do here. But even on a back to back, Philadelphia's probably in good shape here. I am kind of interested in what that third quarter number is if it's been that bad for Philly this year, though, because we made a lot of money playing Golden State third quarter for a lot of years, and if I could cash a ticket playing anti-Philly third quarter, now that I'm aware of it, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
All right, shout out to my guy right here. I definitely know this name. This is OG right here. Shout out to Lamont. Is what's your player in the OKC game? It was Kenrick Williams. Glad to see you still doing well, and yeah, hopefully you cashing out over there, Lamont. Good to see you. Pistons and Nuggets opened up -5.5. Looks like 7 or 7.5. Total open 218.5 is down as low as 214.5. And Levert is out for the Pistons. For the Nuggets, I mean, Jokic, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, Christian Braun, TJ Bates, all out. Valanciunas, Watson, and Murray are all probable. So pretty much we're going to get the same guys we've been getting. Uh, I didn't even glance at it, but maybe Pickett is a guy you go back to. I know they raised his number. That's kind of why I didn't look at it again. They raised it like 3 times in a row, so I kind of just got off of it. And then, yeah, so Peyton Watson, we know how good he's been. I mean, it's a lot of different ways you could look at this from a prop perspective, from a side perspective. Denver's been pretty good no matter who's been on the court. It's very hard for me to want to go against them, getting points here. What do you think, Vino?
Well, situationally and schedule wise, this could be bad for Detroit, right? They're 6-10 against the spread as a road favorite. Not good. And until I looked this morning, I didn't realize they played 8 of their last 9 games at home. Like they haven't been on the road in forever. And now they're going to fly into altitude and play Denver tonight. So I kind of agree what you said, where Denver actually has not played bad considering all the subtractions from the lineup that they've had. They've still hung in there in most instances and won some games. I kind of think Denver's a pretty good play here, welcoming Detroit in. Detroit hasn't been on the road in forever. They're not a good road favorite to begin with. So this could be a look for me at the underdog, Denver, at this price. Other than that, if I had to, of course, where Denver games are concerned, you try to look at total. This one's come way down. Don't know that I could get there either way here, under or over, but I do think this line might be might be sailing a little too far here. -7 for Detroit just seems to me like I have to step in and take 7 with Denver, considering, like I say, the situation as a road favorite and the scheduling here, where they just haven't been on the road in so long.
Here's the stat you were asking for, right, Ravino?
But second quarter, okay, yeah. So it's not horrible third quarter, but it's not good either. But I was thinking it was a lot worse than that the way I'd read it. So thank you for pulling that up for us, LJ. Um, that works out.
Yep.
That second quarter number is nice though, 31-14.
Yeah, second quarter is pretty good. Pretty damn good. What up, Mark? All right, we got a couple more here. Let's get over to Nets and Suns. Opened up -9.5. It's down to 8.5. There is a 9 out there actually. Total open 212.5. I see it as low as 210. Injuries, Traore, probable. Clowney, Highsmith, and Martin are out. Jalen Green, questionable. Devin Booker out. This Suns team, I've seen them, and I've seen enough, Rob. Without Devin Booker, them guys can't shoot straight, as you would say. Um, it's got to be under or it's got to be Nets. That's how I look at this game. How do you view it?
I kind of look at it the same way. First off, with the Nets, last time they were crushed, which was by the Knicks. We referenced that game earlier. They came back and played a really good game. I think they dragged Boston into overtime. I think the very next game they covered by going overtime with Boston. So for the Nets, maybe a little bit of a bounce back here. To your point, against Miami last game without Booker in the lineup, 37% from the field. And Miami did, play at their pace in this game, but Phoenix was 37 for 100, and they only went 20% from three. Devin Booker brings so much offense to that team. Otherwise, without him, I think you can label Phoenix as a sort of a defensive minded team when Booker's not on the floor, because the guys that they have remaining are fairly good defenders. Brooklyn doesn't score much. I could definitely see under. I could also see a slight look towards the Nets here. Like I say, they're not a good basketball team, but they did bounce back from their prior loss pretty strong. And there's a real good possibility that Phoenix overlooks the Nets. Most teams probably do when they come into their building. So Nets will play hard. I didn't play the game, but I could see both angles there, Brooklyn plus, and I could see under the total.
Yeah, put them together, you get a Nets team total. But I do think those are the right sides for this game. Last game, Mark is putting one in there. He says he's tempted to take Nets team total under. He thinks the Nets aren't going to score here. Yeah, Joey, I think that's a good bet. I mean, it's if you're a team who has been playing good defense, who you want to see coming to town? I think it's the Suns without Devin Booker. That's what I would think, personally. Dropping Dime says he got in on the Nets first half. So maybe it's a reason to get in early on that one. Last game on the slate here, Vino, Clippers and Jazz opened up minus 10.5. It's down to 8.5. Total open 232. See it as high as 234.5. No Keontae George. Looks like you do have Markkinen in the lineup today. Niang is out. Nurkic is out for the Clippers. Dunn is questionable. Kawhi is questionable. Bogdanovich, Derrick Jones Jr. are both out. Yeah, this Utah path. We haven't seen Utah without Keontae George, so who knows what we're going to be looking at here tonight. He's been a big part of what they do, so it's hard to really pull the trigger. Um, you know, Ace Bailey, he plays pretty well at home. I liked it more if Markkinen didn't play, but even with Markkinen out there, they're still going to need his offense if they're going to cover tonight. So I would look towards him on a points prop. I might look towards some of the centers on the other side, whether it's Zubac or Brook Lopez. Somebody's got to take advantage of, you know, well, actually, Markkinen is in at least, and they do have Filipowski. Yeah, I think they still have a big I don't know. Different ways to look at this game, Vino. What do you think?
I think that I'm tired of thinking that when Utah's without a key player, that they can't get over the total. Their defense. How about these numbers, Skee? I mean, I could go back even further, but since the Charlotte game, allow 150, allow 128, allow 144, allow 138, 123, 122, 126, 147. Every single game over the last 9 has either made it to 233 or gone beyond 233. So as long as they have Markkinen and they're going to bring that defense and that tempo that they like to play to the court here, I would say the Clippers have had 2 days rest. They'll probably score at will against this defense, and Utah will punch back because at home it's what they do, and even on the road they've been doing that recently. So I thought, Utah games, that's that number of 233.5 is probably weighed more heavily to the Clippers and their perception as being a slow team that wants to play defense more than the Jazz. And I just feel like the Jazz, what they bring to the table and what they don't bring to the table dictates the way every single one of their games are played. They can score, they can't defend. You got to have a baseline. I heard you say the other day, we were talking about somebody, you said their baseline total should be 240.
Yep.
Jazz should be 240. Every night they should be 240. And at 233.5, I just think it's a bargain.
You know what? I think that's a good way to put it. Definitely a good way to put it. They still got some sorry defense out there, regardless if you're missing a little bit of offense. Mark agrees with you. He likes to over in this one. Um, and UCapper says, you know how it goes. Keep player out. We've seen this before, Rob Veno.
Run to the window. The one everybody else is running to. Run away from that one. Funny.
All right. That's the NBA slate for today. I think we did some pretty good work in about 33 minutes. So we're gonna wrap that up. Before I put the best bet thing up there, we will do a little bit of this. Because I think it's going away soon, if I'm not mistaken. 7-day all access for $69, under $10 a day. Pretty much you're getting 7 days for the price of 3. Yeah, so it's a good way to take advantage to jump in. My last 7 days, if you were with me for that, it's been very fun. We are 36-14, and I'm gonna do my best to keep it going. I can't say it'll be another 36-14, but I'm damn sure gonna try. Vino, I am gonna pass it to you for best bets. Ask you if there's anything else you'd like to promote, and if you have a best bet for the show, we'd love to hear it. If you don't, it's all good.
Yeah, real quick, I'll just say that also it's $5 Tuesday over at Wager Talk. I do have a $5 play from college hoop up and available right now, along with a second college basketball play. We're probably going to tack on to that too. It's a nice college basketball card tonight. Also, Super Bowl play, 5% Super Bowl play up and available right now, a couple weeks ahead of schedule. So if you're interested in Super Bowl and getting early prices, go ahead and check that out as well. I was staring at that picture that you had up, Ski, just to see if our good friend U Capper was involved in that photo, but I didn't see.
You
I
up
don't. I
there?
don't.
They got you up there.
Yeah, well, that counts. Okay, we'll give him credit for that one. They worked me in. Um, let's get to best bets real quick here. I'm going to go with what we talked about last because it's the play that I made first this morning and the largest play I'll have today. It's the Utah Clippers game over 233 and a half. Again, I described why it doesn't take a lot of thought. It's kind of a simple process, but where Utah's concerned, you just can't play them any other way. And if they're going to give you a number like this, that just seems to be predicated towards the other side, I got to take advantage. So for me, going to be the Utah Jazz, LA Clippers over 233 and a half. And the chat can even read my mind ahead of time. Nice job. Oh, maybe he was talking about the Super Bowl. I'm not sure.
uh, yeah, I don't know. They know you. They know what kind of totals you like, though. I'll tell you that. You
Yeah,
know,
we scratch all the others off.
I did skip one prop in one of these games. I think I got distracted because I had to open up my wallet and make some money. Uh, yeah, that's I got distracted. I got too excited or something. So for my best bet, I did everything Rob says. First of all, $5 Tuesday. I did forget to mention that. That's do have something up for that. Made my best Super Bowl play as well, and yeah, today's best bet. I am gonna go with. I can pull it back up here just to get you guys what I was looking at. The current number. Current number. All right, you still can get it. It's a little more juice than what I got, but Mitchell Robinson over 14 and a half points and rebounds. It's just, I mean, we know he feasts on the offensive glass. We know uh, he's gonna feast in the paint. He's gonna feast on the offensive glass, and it's just a really good matchup for him. So I did have some numbers earlier. For some reason, I can't get him to pull up, but Mitchell Robinson 14 and a half. That was my best. That will be my best bet for the show. Sorry, no fancy graphics. Can't pull them up this time. All right, Vino. Always I'll let you know. Do appreciate you taking the time to do the show with me. We've talked out some stuff. The chat has helped us with some winners as well. We're all just trying to help each other win. So I always want to let you guys know you appreciate it. Uh, anything else here before we get out? I think I just don't want to miss anything. I think we're good though. We'll be back again tomorrow. We should have a nice slate of games. Yeah, I see a good amount of games. So best of luck, everybody, on all your action. We'll catch you all tomorrow.